Australia is the most successful immigrant nation on earth. And I say that with others in the room here tonight who may seek claim to this, but I firmly believe this is the case. More than half of our population are first or second generation migrants to Australia. More than half. For the first time at the 2011 census, that is the trigger point, the threshold we crossed. More than half of this country has two of their parents or one of their parents born overseas, or they themselves were born overseas. And the Scanlon Foundation, and I think if we're going to acknowledge people tonight, I think Peter Scanlon is one of those people from the Migration Council of Australia, and a tremendous philanthropist who has supported diversity and multiculturalism and immigration in this country over many years. Just last week released a further report which brought together work done by Monash University, and it found that right now there is the greatest support for immigration in Australia since the mid-1970s. The lowest level of Australians who have concerns about immigration levels being too high. The lowest level since the 1970s. Innovators are all here in the room with us, amongst us. The entrepreneurs are here with us tonight, and we celebrate with them. And we celebrate with them because they bring a particular brand of entrepreneurialism to their approach to corporate life. It's a special insight, and it's not one that is reserved, I think, for the most recent generation of migrants, because, frankly, everyone in this room, unless you're Indigenous, is a migrant or a son or daughter of a migrant. Whether you go back to the First Fleet, as I do, or you go back to the last vessel or last plane to arrive, we are all immigrants and sons and daughters of immigrants, once or twice or many times removed. And we have a commonality to our stories of overcoming the difficulties and challenges and adversities and adapting and leaving some things behind and picking new things up, but being intoxicated and drawn to this wonderful notion of Australia and the optimism of being able to form and build a life here. So waves of migrants have come to Australia, not to take a contribution, but to make a contribution. And the contribution that they have made over generations, and particularly most recently, we acknowledge here tonight. It's a brand of entrepreneurialism that understands also the dynamic global marketplace that we're in, the transitioning economy that we're moving through at present, but understanding that you will never be intimidated out of your prosperity and out of your dreams and of your ambitions for your business and for your country. There are many great things about being Australian, and to have the great privilege to lead Australia and to be able to say you're the Prime Minister of the greatest and most successful immigration country on earth, I think is very special, because that is who we are. This country is an immigration success story without parallel anywhere in the world, and we should be enormously proud of what we have all achieved over generations and generations. The Australia we love and share is an immigrant country. What you have done, what you have worked for, what you have achieved is the best of Australia, and it conquers all those things that would seek to undermine this country. That's what we celebrate tonight. We celebrate these stories. Caring, compassionate, generous stories, hard-working stories, vibrant personalities, vision. Migrants arriving here like Joseph with a suitcase full of dreams, pursuing those dreams, enriching Australia's society, the Australian economy, Australian lives, the heart and soul of our nation. What I talk about is a fair go for those who have a go, is what fairness in Australia means. And that's no better demonstrated by the migrant communities of Australia and the ethnic communities of Australia. So today, we are the most successful immigration country. And it doesn't matter how long ago people have come to this country, only our first Australians have always been here. For the rest of us, at some point, we've always come from somewhere else. And when people have come to this country, they haven't always found the easiest of circumstances, but through their effort and their determination and their resilience, through their passion, through their love for their family, and for their love for their adopted country. They have found the patriot's love, as Sir Henry Parkes used to talk about, and that has fuelled their great success. And sure, there were failures and there were setbacks and there are all of these things, but their determination has become so much part of the great Australian story.